Welcome to Midlife Initiation. I'm David Evans, coming to you from Kim, my wife's car, this time outside my son's tennis practice. Um, Dad life. Lots has happened. It's been a while since we've connected, since I've done one of these recordings. Lots of sickness in the family. I think we don't know what we had, but we were all in bed for a minimum of 3 days. It was the sickest we've been since 2020. Um, my dad's also been in the hospital. He's unfortunately got some brain bleeding issues at the moment. Always busy at work and still loving every minute of it, of being an executive coach, being in learning and development, and it's busy. Life is busy. Lots of changes happening to the book too. So after many helpful editing suggestions from friends, feedback from friends, I am working with an incredible professional editor, former publisher, and writer of 20 titles in the men's wellness space or in the wellness space. Um, he is making this book so much better. So lots of changes coming, including the title. Title is going to change. Excited about the new title. And I want to finish these initial part A's of the fables. So we have two more fables to go. I at least want to get through to part A of the sixth fable. And so we've got fable number 5 happening today, and that's what I'm about to share with you. So this is from my book. I'm not even going to share the title anymore because it's about to change. The vampire desperately tries to fill the void. So this is the fifth mask, and this will probably change too. And I love this fable, so I'm excited to share this one. From God to Vampire, a flip fable of a fall and reckoning told by Lucian. At its height, New Self Architects was a global movement. My seminars filled stadiums. Our followers wore white. They sang mantras I had written, purchased amulets with my logo embossed in gold, and quoted my teachings as if I had channeled them from the stars. Vibrate high, and the universe will supply. That was our mantra. That was my gospel. And it worked. The mansion in Marin, the string of retreats in Bali and Big Sur, the media deals, the private jet, the women. Oh, the women. We built it all on the law of attraction, reprised and remixed with my own personal flair for the fabulously spectacular. It all started as a humble workshop, just me, my wife Celeste, a whiteboard, and a knowing that what you believe, you become. That your outer reality is a mirror of your inner frequency. That lack is just misalignment. I could quote Rumi, Tesla, and Tony Robbins in a single breath. People lapped it up. People needed to believe. And Celeste was the purity enforcer. She was beautiful, still, and regal in a Vaseline on the lens, high cheekboned way. She would glide through the community like a white swan, reminding the flock to stay in alignment, to keep their vibration up. She'd quietly, with a threatening undercurrent, confront anyone who looked tired, angry, or doubtful. What false belief are you entertaining right now, love? You know your frequency creates your reality. They adored her. They feared her, and she adored me. But somehow it wasn't enough. All I had ever dreamed of was not enough. At first, it was subtle, the feeling that the admiration wasn't fulfilling me anymore. I saw this as a sign of even higher spiritual attainment. The women who wanted to sleep with me were affirmations of my power. Their devotion was proof. I never forced anyone. They threw themselves at me. I only basked in their insatiable desire. Over time, the hunger grew. I needed more. I couldn't be in a room with a woman without feeling the gravitational pull of conquest. I needed to be desired, needed proof that I was still chosen, still divine. We started calling it initiation. Young women who were ready to ascend, to become new self-architects, got private mentoring, one-on-one energetic alignment. I gave them my full presence, my touch, my transmission, and they gave me their trust, their bodies, and they loved every moment. Celeste knew, of course she knew, but to question me would be to question the entire cosmology, and she was too addicted to being the queen. She'd built her own prison in the clouds. Then the lawsuits started. Two former initiates, then five, then 12, alleging manipulation, coercion, breach of labor laws, sexual misconduct, abuse of power. We tried to spin it, said it was a spiritual fall, said they were misaligned, that they had attracted this backlash with their own victim frequency, but the community didn't buy it. The courts didn't buy it, and neither eventually did Celeste. I watched everything I had built collapse. The bank accounts frozen, the followers gone, the company in bankruptcy, the mansion sold, the podcast cancelled, the group chats empty. No one wanted me anymore. Not even the women I'd once anointed, especially not them. I tried to leverage my legal connections, called in favors, hired the best, but even they couldn't spin it. I'd become radioactive. I had architected a new self, and I didn't like it. To be continued, to be rewritten, in fact. So these flip fables are rewritten, not just continued. So debriefing the vampire flip. The vampire path is characterized by emptiness, longing, and a desire fueling the search for something, anything, to fill the void. Lucian didn't just fall from grace, he flipped out of the exalted, curated good feels of the God path and into the desperate, hollow seeking of the vampire. On the surface, Lucian appeared to be a spiritual visionary, charismatic, luminous, adored. He radiated certainty, embodied his own divine cosmic truth, and attracted a massive following that reflected his own carefully constructed sense of supremacy. But beneath the curated quotes, perfect white linens, and velvet power plays, his divinity grew hungry, desperately so. In the God mask, you often construct a world designed to cushion your ego. A halo of praise, purity tests, and internally logical explanations for every action. In that world, any inner hollowness is masked by the presence of others, followers who shine light on you in such a way that it feels like your own light being reflected. This builds a narrative out of collusion and attraction that leaves no space for authentic feeling of pain or uncertainty. When Lucian's empire began to crumble, the facade shattered. He found himself no longer exalted, but empty. Not divine, but desperate. The worship dried up, the followers fled, and the vacuum he had kept at bay with sex, adoration, and power surged forward to consume him. The vacuum is the core of the vampire path. Phone. Second. It's a common shadow of inflated divinity, the fear that without adoration, without admiration, without getting something from others, you are nothing. You're unlovable, unworthy, unseen. For Lucian, in an archetypal vampire pattern, this turned relationships into transactions, each woman a source of fuel, each moment a hit to stave off the void. The vampire ego structure reflects an inferiority complex of the mind, a discovery of the vast emptiness at the center of the mind, and the mistake that this means there's something desperately wrong. It means you're less than. This is accompanied by an overly reactive heart desperately seeking to fill that void. There is a deep sense of emptiness and loneliness, a feeling of being disconnected from your own source of nourishment. There's an unrelenting internal message. I can't fulfill myself. So the search begins for someone or something outside to complete you, to make the emptiness go away. Think of Gollum from Lord of the Rings, clingy, obsessive, whispering, "My precious," to the thing he believes will complete him, all the while deteriorating in its grasp. There's often a belief underneath it all. I am too much and not enough at the same time, and that contradiction becomes the engine of craving. No matter how much is taken in, there's no lasting nourishment. Why? Because nothing external can fill the internal void. Even as you grasp for connection, for understanding, for beauty, the experience of it slips through your fingers. It isn't really felt. You're too busy consuming to actually digest life. This leads to a cycle of regret and self-sabotage. Success is reached for but undermined by conditions. If only I had more time. If only I had support. If only I were better. The very longing for satisfaction becomes the barrier to it. And even when things go well, they don't land. There's no sense of arrival, just the next craving, the next thing, the next person or idea that might finally bring fulfillment, but it never does. And the search begins again. The underlying motive is always the same. There must be one thing out there that can finally make me feel whole. The tragedy of this path is that the thing keeps shifting. You believe you're getting closer, but the target moves every time. Exhausting? What happens when exhausting becomes exhausted? Let's explore the next master of inferiority, zombie. And we'll do that next time, and that'll be the final recording for this round. And then I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something with this new edited draft of my book. I'll share the new name, and we'll see where we go from there. I think we'll be ready to publish by the summer.